Hi, welcome into this Lendbug review where I'm going to be showing you the hard truths, exposing to you what this company is all about. If in fact they are legitimate and you can get the funding you need when the banks turn you down, you can turn to this alternative funding source and so much more. But before I get started, my name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and no further introduction. Let me answer that question on your mind. Is Lendbug legit? Yes, they are. However, and in caps locks here, that doesn't necessarily mean they are the best lending solution for you and your needs. So you'll want to listen in very carefully and closely as to what I'm about to reveal, because this can save you a lot of time, energy, even money, and so forth. Now, let's get right into it. You're looking at the Lendbug homepage. On the navigation, you see from home all the way to Lendbug. Contact, apply now, join our team, contact there, financial solutions. And they have all types of services like merchant cash advances. If you haven't heard of, that is a product where you're given funding based on your future receivables. So we're looking at your projections and where you will be in months and months from now. And you're deducted a future percentage of those credits, receivables, and even debit receivables. So that's how merchant cash advance works. So primarily what happens is you're given in advance. It's technically not called the loan, but in a way it can be, but it's what's called a cash advance. And you're given, let's say, 30,000. So then you're expected to pay back 39,000 or 1.39 in total payback or a factor rate. And they're giving you a set of daily, weekly, usually not a monthly repayment, because too many people go into a default. People end up in collections. So daily and weekly for that type of product. Usually daily, weekly you can qualify into with better funding details. And I'll cover more about what those exact terms mean. And before I go any further, though, I am a business loan broker. If this is the first time you're watching me /agent, who's helped out people of all industries, of all types, backgrounds, get the funding they deserve. And not only through the merchant cash advance product, but unsecured term loans, unsecured lines of credit, secured collateral, lines of credit, secured or secured term loans, SBA loans, employee retention credit, where you can get up to 26,000 and refundable tax credit. I'll leave you a link to down below, as well as everything else I'm covering right now and more. But all types of solutions, SBA EIDL, PPP, grants, startup funding, building business credit, and you name it, I'll link you to it down below in the description. So they also offer other services like a business line of credit, as mentioned, the SBA loan, equipment financing, hard money loan, commercial mortgage, and reverse consolidations. Before I get into any of that, let's continue through this homepage. When your bank say no, Lendbug will say yes. So this is just kind of a common saying, you're going to see across the whole board of alternative private lending. When the banks deny you, if you've been down that route, I know how frustrating it can be. You try to go, they don't approve you. Maybe you missed them by one thing. Maybe it was your credit. Maybe it was your revenue, your time of business. And there's a lot more documentation. And it's very heavy, high documentation you need to provide. You can't go through your savings account again. You've completely exhausted it, or you just are trying to save that for a rainy day. Kids' tuition for college, etc., your vacation, or you can't turn to your friends and family anymore. It's all frustrating. And excuse me, I know the in-depth problems that comes with all of this, and that's just trying to circle and being on a hamster wheel over and over, trying to figure out. You probably tried other resources and they just haven't worked. After just one session, you'll feel more in control of your business. You can schedule an appointment today and or fill out your application, find the right financial service for your business, get the best funding solution for your current situation and needs, fill out our questionnaire to see which one of the services best fits your situation. And we're going to view the financial services in a moment, but you see the Apply Now tab there to join our team. Contact us. You can see their full name all the way down to the message, and then submit. And then one of the representatives, financial advisors, etc., will be able to get a hold of you. But before you do any of that, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be the best solution. In fact, I have an alternative up to 2 million, even up to 5 million, 10 million, that I believe to be a lot stronger. And one of them is a merchant cash advance product, but it's a hybrid where it's not taking a future percentage of your credit, even debit card receivables, and one that I strongly recommend to business owners. And I'll be getting into some of these alternatives in a moment. So please stick with me. So we're going to go ahead and check out the merchant cash advance. Your bank saying no, Lendbug says yes. We offer merchant cash advance. I showed you and I already went through a little bit about how it works. A merchant cash advance allows a business to sell its future revenues for cash up front. After funding, a percentage of your business's future sales are collected by the buyer until the total amount purchased is then reached. So again, this is the factor of the equation where they're taking a future percentage of your credit and even debit card receivables. So if you make less in one day, they take less. If you make more in one day, they take more. And so that can be okay for a lot of people who are actually cash flow positive, but insufficient cash flow, or you feel you're going to hit that dip, and it may not work as well. So I have another product that is a cash advance product, but it doesn't take advantage. It's a hybrid, and it doesn't take a future percentage of your credit and even debit card receivables. So there's no fluctuations in what you're paying you back. You know what you're paying in a fixed rate. It's not variable, which is amazing. So I'll link you to that program also down below in the description. Qualifying for it, it's fast and easy. Here's how to get started. Provide your 3 to 6 months of past bank statements or receivables. Fill out this super simple cash advance application, and I'll try to show you that in a second here. And you see the buttons, get started with our application questionnaire, get approved instantly with our direct funding application, our full list of services. We're going to go through these in a little bit. Why work with them? Lendbug has built a proven track record of negotiating and securing the best working capital options for its clients. We pride ourselves on educating clients as to their best current funding options, while simultaneously transitioning them towards better products and ultimately long-term sustainable funding solutions. Regardless of your industry, personal credit profile, or time in business, they'll get it done. And then there's the contact us, and we'll go up here and show you, get started with the application questionnaire. Tell us a little bit about your business, get started, want faster approval, fill out this application. So it already, for me, it's not clunky, but I would have liked to see this a little bit better. Tell us a little bit about your business. How much do you need? So you can put little things like 30,000. Next, how's your credit score? You can select. I'm just going to go in through this fast. When did you start your business? 5/13/2022. I don't know. We'll do that. And then what is your average month? So all the way to 13 questions, and then you'll be able to submit it, put it through. And then if you skip the questionnaire and fill out the application form instead, click the button below to get started. Get fast approval now, and it will open up this new tab. Give it a second to load. Application for funding, you can see this. Business information, you'll want to enter down all the way down here. And then you have merchant owner information you'll want to put in. Business loan location information. Bank statements you'll want to upload. You can drag them right there. And by signing. So this is going to be a much faster, it's still an online application, but you can already fill it out right then and there if you're ready to move through all of that. And what you're going to see very commonly with a lot of these lending programs, it's usually 100% online digital application nowadays, but they can also come with a PDF and or it's just one entirely. And if it's one entirely nowadays, again, it's the 100% digital where you can upload bank statements. But here they're providing 3 to 6 months. I have an alternative where you can just supply about 3 months of bank statements, a copy of your driver's license, and a voided check. It's very low documentation, and it's one that I actually recommend going through. And again, I'm going to link you to that program down below in the description. Apply now here with the business line of credit. Let me go through that. So it'll look a little bit different when you're on that page. Let's get started with your funding application. From the first, you're going to go through owners and then all the way down to documents. So business, e-sign, and documents. And right here, email address, zip code. By checking in this box, you select that. So you want to have the primary owner there. I know there's some apps where they'll ask also for how many owners do you have, what percentage of it. If there's more than one, if this is the percentage, you don't have to list another one. So there are other ones that I believe are more streamlined and I think are a lot more robust digitally, fintech wise, and so forth. This can do the job and it can work well as they have it set up. I'm not knocking it down for any of that, but I've seen better online application processes out there, but that's what you would expect. Now let's come back here and show you one other service, but there's plenty of them here. And one way to get help, if this is the first time you're watching me, or you've been around for some time, and maybe you have already completed this, but stick with me. This is a funding questionnaire you can submit, and it'll be down below in the description, where you can get a personalized and customized email response for your best funding option and options. Plus, you'll get a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to get you approved for funding much faster. So what does this really mean? So once you submit this, it should take you no longer than 30 seconds if you have everything in there. And it'll look like this more or less. Could change over time. But you'll fill it out. I'm not a creditor. So this stays very safe and secure with myself, you and I. And it's not even an application. So I'm bridging you over to that application, those lenders directly, and or the brokerage, or where to go to, how all this processes work. Because you don't want to be confused going to a source, applying, and then finding out you're paying too much, you're going to get the right solution because nobody educated you. I'm going to show you all this. And this is what all my content on the channel, blog posts, social media is there for. So you can fill that out and I will evaluate it, analyze it, and then give you a proper response back via email. You'll be well aware of this. And it's a very in-depth email you're getting with all these services, bonus tips, bonus material, conclusion on what I would do and how to proceed forward, contacts, and so forth. So that'll be down below in the description. Go ahead and fill that out. Very safe and secure. And so other financial solutions, SBA, but I have alternatives that I have preferred lenders and brokerages it's best to go through. And I'll link you to those down below. I have SBA EIDL, SBA 7A, Microloans, and a lot more like the employee retention credits program where you can get up to $26,000 per employee. That's a great one to take advantage of. It's a refundable tax credit towards payroll. So begin your PPP loan application, and they have that, but at the moment, PPP not being there. So that wouldn't be the way to go. At this time, I'll be making this. Why work with us? What they offer: merchant cash advances. Can a startup get a merchant cash advance? Not technically. Our full list of services: equipment financing, reverse consolidations. Don't default on existing balances. See our reverse consolidation service, and I can offer that. And I can help you with that in a specific way. Commercial mortgage, if you're doing that, I have other preferred lenders as well. Hard money loans, fix and flips. I have all of this covered, even equipment financing, personal/startup loans, and the list goes on and on. But you can see what they're offering there. They offer a wide amount. Let me see if I can click another one here for equipment financing. And it's not like they're getting so in depth on what they are requiring for an equipment finance option. Like they could do better at that to show us the qualifications on their expectations. And it may change over time, but it's like they're promoting the merchant cash advance is like what they lead with. If that's what they're showing here, it's what they would lead with. So starting your application, you can see it's similar and so forth. There's that. There's some reviews here. Let me click over. I appreciate the help that both Emmanuel and Shimon have given me by giving me the best financial advice and the best financing plans. I recommend them. If you are in a difficult situation, contact them. They will help you in some way. One of my vendors was having a crazy discount for a real hot product that flies off the shelf, but I don't have the money to hand to capitalize on it. Within a couple of hours, Lendbug had me approved and funded, and I was able to pay them back early for a huge discount thanks to the increase in sales. So you can see some of that there. Now let's go into the BBB here. See, there's a little difference in there. So it's two separated words, so this can be a bit different, but not a lot going on there with the Lendbug BBB. Oh, there we go. As you can see. Hopefully this is the one because the words are separated. So we'll just leave it at that. But what I recommend, if we're talking about are there alternative programs out there, most definitely there are. And now let me get into that. I have this part of my screen open, and I'll link to this down below in the description. So there's another program that I would recommend, like a BID Advance, where you can get this cash advance, and even a hybrid with the partnerships that I have, and where you can get up to 25,000, in some cases up to 35,000, same day instant approval with at least a 550 FICO credit score today. If anybody tells you less than 550, yes, 500 and above. If you have 15,000 or 20,000 above in revenue, sure. But for a high risk, industry one, revenue wise, you're doing less, it's high risk enough. So 450 and above, really, if it's 450 minimum, it causes a lot of people to go to defaults, past default judgment. They cause a lot of financial fraud, end up in collections, they end up wanting to get a deferment that's not possible. So too many complaints with at least a 450 FICO credit score. And there are some instances where that's possible, not on all cases. You just have to have stronger revenue or stronger other pieces of your fundability details. But a company like BID Advance Plus, I offer 13,000 plus of free bonuses included for getting funding through myself. But I'll try to link you to this blog post down below, and I've made content on it already. But you can see there what you would need: business checking accounts, have 6 months in business, at least 5,000 monthly bank revenue, 550 FICO credit score required. All industries are included. Payment history will earn you more. And then there's an up to 2 million service. So if you needed more than 25,000 or 35,000, we can help you with at least 15,000 per month, if not 20,000, but 15 at the minimum. And then 4 months in business, a 500 plus FICO business checking account, online banking setup. And I can walk you through these things on what our expectations are. There's a line of credit up to 100,000, 250,000, and more programs. Gig worker funding, if you want to know more about how for 1099s, independent contractors, self-employees. I'll leave more information of that down below in the description. But I said again, I'm going to try to leave this post for you down below. If not, I'm going to leave you another link where you can go ahead and check out the alternative funding program, where you can get up to 2 million in the partnerships with that. That should be about the first link in the description. Just to close up this video, you can see we went through some of these options. We went through the home page. If we come back over there, Lendbug BBB, questionnaire, financial services tab, qualifying for the merchant cash advance. It seems what they're going to be pushing a lot of it here, and direct funding application, which we saw in our questionnaire, in the questionnaire that they have. Okay, so I wouldn't strongly recommend them myself, personally speaking, and helping a lot of clients out. I know a lot of alternative private lending programs such as these, and I know what are a lot of the outcomes when people come back to me and they say, well, I tried it with this one. What do you think about the offer I was given there? And some of them are good. A lot of the times they won't be. And people just put themselves in a situation where you just hear an ad and you just want to go and apply. That's not the way to go about this. I learned this the hard way through all these other online marketplaces that did not break it down for me thoroughly. Even when there was a financial representative or an advisor helping you along the way, a lot of the times these companies just, I'm not saying Lendbug is, but a lot of the times they'll try to just, hey, stick with us. We'll try to please you, the customer, but you're not always right. But they might try to bend something just so they can earn money in their business and keep it afloat. But I wouldn't specifically recommend them as my number one solution. Lendbug, as I mentioned, there are alternatives, and I just showed you a few of them down below in this article, and there are more of them you can review here, as well as see what other products you may be able to qualify for. So that will conclude everything in this video pertaining to Lendbug. Make sure to look out for this questionnaire if you haven't submitted it yet. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to voice it to me down below in the description. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I'll be coming out with. And lastly, I wanted to make mention of this, is if you did get value out of it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others that you think will get value out of it, that do need the help like you do. And this can be a complete stranger, a family member, or a friend, as you consider family to be. And yeah, that'll conclude everything from this video, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.